Hi, my name is Joseph KILT BEARD CO, and we made it to the weekend. How are you doing? Today I'm going to be starting off the weekend with Michter's Sour Mash. It's actually something that really surprised me how good it is, and let's give it a shot. So, so this was actually came out of nowhere surprise. So last week I was sitting down with my mates, if you will, and we were drinking um, a Michter's bourbon, and it was just an amazing surprise. Like for $46 here in Utah, at least, and we were blown away. We kind of had that look like, are you having the same reaction I'm having? Because this is pretty darn good. So, well, went down to the state store to see if they had anything else down there, because apparently they have the sour mash and they have the rye. And I was talking with the associate there at the register, and he's explaining how he's tried the rye before, but he's never tried the mash, or that he's never tried the bourbon before. And he said the rye was really good last time he had it. So, have you tried the rye before? I'd love to know how it tastes, what your thoughts are. Have you tried all three before? The rye, bourbon, and mash, and what one's your favorite one? So, if you don't know, and I just figured this out too, because we're isolated here in Utah, uh, this won Whiskey of the Year in 2019 by the Whiskey Exchange, which is pretty unique because it's a sour mash. And for those who don't know what a sour mash is, it's kind of the stage before it becomes either a bourbon or a rye. So it has kind of the makings go whatever, either way the distiller wants to go. So the best way to explain how this tastes, and this is how it's described with the bottle, it's basically starts as a bourbon and finishes as a rye. And you really get those spicy, smoky notes that really do this delicate dance with fruit. It's honestly, when I tried this one after the bourbon one was good, I kind of had that little pause like, is everybody having the same experience I'm having? Because this is really good. And it's pretty smooth too. So at 86% a proof, a small batch, and made from Kentucky. Cheers, y'all. Oh, that's so awesome. So, if you haven't tried Mr. Sour Mash, I would highly recommend trying this. And I'd love to hear your take on it. It's kind of unique. I don't think I've tried a sour a mash before that I could say that would make me remember it. This one definitely leaves a mark and makes me want to remember it. So, give it a shot if you're out and about and you want to try a new whiskey. The sour mash is awesome. And cheers again, y'all. Let's get after it. Now, so wrist check. So today I'm wearing my daily driver, as you may see on social media. This is the Tudor Black Bay Pro GMT. Ugh, I'm gonna take it off. Eventually, I'll have 2 or 3 cameras, and we can really get some cool angles. But here it is in all its watch gloriousness. To me, this is the perfect tool watch, at least for me. Why is it the perfect tool watch? It's rugged, it's steel, it's has a great loom. It also is waterproof up to 200 meters, and it's a GMT. It has steel bracelet. Also comes with, I believe, a rubber strap, and it's like a cloth rubber strap, and a cloth strap bracelet, and it really just is mesmerizing. And some of the specs here, like I said, so 5-year warranty, 39 millimeter steel case with polished and stained finish. As you know, in the past, speaking about watches, this one right here for 39, and I have an 8.25-inch wrist, which is a pretty big wrist, just sits so perfectly. Now it's a little bit thicker than probably it should be for a 39 millimeter, but I think it makes sense because it settles right in the middle of the wrist, at least on my wrist, and the lugs taper just enough to go down, so it kind of just sits right there on your wrists. And screw down crown, amazing. The other thing is it has 70 hours power reserve, and like I said, it's 200 meters of waterproof, 24-hour graduated fixed bezel, and satin brushed steel finish, sapphire crystal glass, and a riveted steel bracelet with polished and satin finish. Right there with a T-fit clasp and rapid adjustment, and you can do that right here. And get the rapid adjustment right inside there. This is really cool. I love this watch. And the cool story about this watch. So, I believe it was last March, went down to New Orleans, and I was there for a wedding for my friend Dakota's wedding. And I always, whenever I go somewhere, I always check to see, is there a Rolex AD or what kind of watches are in the area. So I just go over there and gander, take a look, see if I can get, that unicorn, that, be that one of those lucky stories that was there at the right time. And we got there, and I said, hey, you know what? Before we leave, I have to go to the AD. And Dakota, loves his Apple Watch. I'm still trying to get him to, come to the dark side or the light side, however you want to say it, and get a real watch. So I'm calling out Dakota. And we go to the AD 4 hours before my takeoff. And, I walk in. I don't have a sad story or anything for the AD. Just, I'm just trying to show my love for watches. And I believe I was wearing my Omega at that time. So I wasn't wearing no flashy watch or anything like that, per se, compared to like a Rolex and where pricing the status goes, for that example. Anyways, we got talking to the AD, and the AD just assured me that they were a smaller AD for one thing. And that made sense. He also explained that they weren't getting many watches in at that time. True or false, I don't know. He seems sincere. And then I just glanced around to see what else he had. And this GMT Tudor just caught my eye. And to back up for a second, I was looking for a GMT watch. I would love to get the Polar Explorer, the Polar Dial of the Explorer 2. And I just have not been able to really find the one in the condition I want to get it in, and for the price I'm willing to pay. I'm not against the gray market, and right now I think the gray market is as close to the MSRP as you're really going to get. But at that time, I wasn't there. The prices were still high at the time. So anyways, but what else I like about this watch, it's got cream dials, the snowflake hand, which I do like on Tudor watches. The cream dial with the cream markers and the cream text. When I mean cream, it's not a patina. It's between like a beige, I would call it, or the walls of my house, a bungalow white to be fancy. And it breaks up really beautifully with like a yellow orangish GMT hand, and also the description for the waterproof resistant is orange also. It's just a perfect breakup and a perfect balance to color, to steel, to watch. And one more time here to show what I'm trying to talk about. I'm trying to look at the camera, what is left is right and what is up is down. But yeah, awesome watch. If you're looking for your first luxury watch, or you want to get another watch, or you're trying to get a GMT, it really has everything, because you can dive with this thing. 200 meters is like the sweet spot for beginning for diving watches. You have the GMT, so you can go between time zones and get that really cool, timeless look. Very well centered balance, and also the adjustment of the clasp. and the 70 hours of power reserve in case you're going to be going between, like, say you're traveling and you want to go and put your dress watch on, and then you want to taxi in your GMT after that. I would almost say this goes under the cuff, and you could potentially wear this into like a formal event almost. But that's my take. So what's your thoughts on the Tudor Black Bay Pro GMT? I'd love to hear it. Do you have one? Or what's your experience? It's really a cool watch. And oh shoot, so we're down at the AD to finish my story, and we're talking. It's 3 hours to flight. I still have to pack my bags, taxi about, I'm guessing it was like 20 to 30 miles to the airport, get through security, and get to my plane. And we got caught up in the discussion about this GMT, and I got to my plane with about 20 to 30 minutes to spare. So it's kind of like at the last moment, kind of a gift to myself. And I got my GMT like I wanted, and I'm super happy about it. So if you're looking for a GMT, looking for your first luxury watch, you want something that's waterproof, that kind of goes under the radar, it's not too flashy, but it looks really nice, and this would be a great decision. Just works so well. So ingredient spotlight, jojoba. Spelled with a small h, o, dash, capital H, O, B, A, jojoba. Jojoba oil, as you can see, is actually liquid wax. It's not technically an oil, it's really a wax. The liquid wax esters and jojoba are the closest thing in the plant world to the sunbum your skin produces. So it's kind of like nature's imitation of your skin, sort of. So it makes jojoba incredibly compatible with your skin. We have this more than half of all our products for that reason. Jojoba is a non-toxic, a non-allergenic, and non-comedogenic. Since it won't clog your pores, which is awesome, and this is what I always try to go for, is try to see where on the scale these ingredients are, so that you don't get your pores clogged and they don't create problems with your skin. With its sunbum compatibility, being a liquid wax with very low levels of triglycerides, jojoba does not easily oxidize, so making remarkably shelf stable and able to withstand heat without any loss in its properties, unlike most plant oils. So if you do not know, when you have oils like argan oil, like we had last week, jojoba as an ingredient, and remember, we want to go for these organic, all-natural versions, cold presses of these oils if we can. It will extend the life expectancy of your beard oil or your beard product a lot longer than what the bottle or package says. Typically, a beard oil will have 12 months of shelf life. That's kind of like the industry standard. In my opinion, and I have not seen the literature where 100% fact either way, the more extreme you have on the better ingredients, the more it's going to surpass that shelf life, just because it's just a higher quality. And I think 12 months kind of is a one-all catch-all for all of these products that are on the market. Jojoba is also strengthening the hair shaft, and it cleans the hair follicle. So believe it or not, we have pollutants that attaches itself to our skin and beard, and it needs to be washed and filtered off because it can damage, clog, or do other menacing things to our skin and beard, keep it from looking its best. It is important. It also helps it be an important ingredient to grow and maintain a long beard. In my experience, because I have my beard probably a good foot from my chin at one time in my life, it is about the product you put in there and how you take care of it, and the ingredients. When you get to those lengths, you don't want to have a rat's nest of a look. This is me going on a tangent a little bit, but these oils, these ingredients, these premium ingredients, is really going to hit it home for you to really get those benchmarks with your beard that you're looking for, or you may be looking for. Jojoba is also jojoba moisturizes the skin and reduces oiliness because it's kind of like a wax. It reduces dandruff, which is a big thing for most people with beards because you get a lot of dead skin, and some people do have skin conditions. Side note: if you do get a lot of dandruff and you're curious why you're itching all the time, part of it is sometimes you may not be hydrated enough. Drink water. I know it seems crazy, but drinking water is one way for these amazing oils to pull that water to the surface and to basically, like a plant, water the roots of your follicles and provide that moisture, that lifeline, if you will, so that your follicles are strong and can grow long and you can maximize the coverage of your beard. It also reduces acne too, which for me, once upon a time in my life, acne was a big thing. And I would say, minus genetics, some young men are trying to grow a beard and they may be coming out of that phase of when acne may still be part of their life. This is going to help. Jojoba is going to help. So you can have that balance of growing a beard and not having that oiliness and greasiness environment for you to get acne also. Also reduces brittleness. So brittleness is one thing I think that really keeps a person from having a good looking long beard because it gets too weak, too brittle, split ends, weak, starts, I don't say falling out, it's not the right word, but it's just weaker. And jojoba is going to help this. So with all this in mind, jojoba creates a great environment for beards to maximize their potential. And that's what we can only do. Maximize potential to grow the best beard you can grow. And honestly, this is the reason to purchase premium quality products like from KILT BEARD CO.'s beard products, because you'll be guaranteed that you'll be getting these quality products that are going to set up the best environment for your beard to just flourish. So 1 second here. What is that? So, a person who loves books, and I was introduced to this book. It's called The Radical Leap by Steve Farber. You can also get this uh, on Audible. You can get it for like between $5 and $10. The book's like $5 to $10 too. Uh, really, really awesome book. Um, as I mentioned last week, I'll put this right here so I can. So as I mentioned last week, I enjoy reading nonfiction books when I have when I have the moment. I usually nowadays listen to more audibles just because I can do anything with an audible and still grab that information into my mind. So if you're a leader, have intentions of being a leader, or want to be a better parent, this book is definitely for you. I have read it twice and listened to it about 10 times in the past 3 years. Typically, we'll listen to it about 2 to 3 times a year. You learn the meaning of extreme leadership and doing what you love in the service of people who love what you do. And honestly, a portion of the way I approach KILT BEARD CO is rooted in this book. I'd say a good at least 10%, and it will be more once the company continues to grow. I love striving to provide the best product and hospitality for mostly complete strangers to help them build confidence through their beard so that they can make a statement with their beard, so they can have confidence in their life, make them feel happy. This is what I'm trying to do. And what this book tries to engage in is it cultivates love, generate energy, inspire audacity, and to provide proof. And if you don't know what those mean, and you would like to know what those mean, I highly recommend reading this book. Please let me know what you think about it if you do take that leap, because it is a radical leap by many business standards and the way many leaders run business or run teams. And really, it's almost common sense, but it's forgotten common sense, in my opinion. And I don't want to spoil the book because it's worth the read, it's worth the listen, whatever best suits you. But I don't get anything from this, but I just want to help improve your life as a leader, to improve you, to make those next steps in your life in development. And yeah, try the Radical Leap. It's amazing. Also, on the same note, the other book that you suggest for me that I should listen to, and once again, I prefer the nonfiction books. I really don't read fiction books. Maybe if it involves like the Spartans and fables like that, or fables like that, I will read those every now and then again, because there's some fact based into them. But I really try to stay away from fiction books. I rather watch a movie. So, anyways, Radical Leap, grab it, etc., etc. So that's really it for this week. I hope you have an amazing week. And just a selfless plug, on Sundays at 8 a.m., I am doing another installment on my channel. It's called A Cup with Joe, me being Joe. And we talk about coffee. I love coffee. I love the roasters. I love going to the cafe. So when I start going to a few of these roasteries and cafes, I'm going to be bringing these to you guys. And I really would like to engage more with coffee also. Beards and coffee go hand in hand to me. It's kind of that hint of sophistication between a beard, a whiskey, and a coffee. But off track, on point, 8 a.m. Sunday, Mountain Standard Time. Pre-recorded. First Sunday of the month, I'm gonna do a live video for A Cup with Joe, and yeah, I'd love to have you there, join in the conversation. We chat about coffee, beards, life, and issues you won't find on the mainstream media. So hope to see you then, and cheers.